pink.
Yeah.
We might be live right now.
We could be. We could be live.
I have to.
We're not sure.
It's on me, and if it's live, brother,
Well,
it's
on live?
kind of funny.
We're
I
on
think
live.
we are.
We're on
3, 2, 1.
Hello, Morning Rush regular. Are we on live, Tumbleweed? Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Hey, this is Jonathon Rushers, Kelly Nash. So today is Tuesday. We're talking about tomorrow's show today. So we're going to talk about tomorrow on Wednesday. And by the way, if you see something in the news and you're wondering, why do they talk about that? Reach out to us on social media, Facebook and Twitter. Or if you want to chime in tomorrow on something we're talking about, then you can do that at 978-9267. I'd much rather hear from you in person than, not to say that I won't read your words. Of course I'll read your words. But I'd like to hear from you. 978-9267, that's the number. All right, so now tomorrow morning, Kelly Nash. Kelly's telling me something that I quite frankly, as usual, find this very hard to believe. This is sick. Pun intended.
That's why I tell them these things. 29% of Americans in a recent survey said that they not only don't mind, they actually enjoy being sick. Not like really bad sick, but sick enough where you're going to miss a day of work. Sick enough where you're going to get to lay in bed. Sick enough that when your spouse or your kids or somebody wants to harass you, you can say, mommy or daddy is sick and I'm in bed today. So everybody got to shut up.
Now, we're talking about faking it. We're talking about really being sick. So if you enjoy really being sick for any reason, outside of the fact maybe if I'm sick for 12 hours, I'm going to win the Powerball lottery. Okay, I could understand the suffering. But if you enjoy being sick, I desperately want you to help me understand that mindset, because that's pinging off of my very thick skull. That's not penetrating even my eardrums. I'm not listening to what you're telling me.
I'll be honest with you. When I'm sick and my wife acknowledges that I'm sick and says, okay, you get today off, I enjoy that. Like it says here, 39% of the group who responded, they enjoy being sick for a little while. 39% say it's because they like the idea of catching up on sleep. I love that idea. It's like 10 in the morning and I'm still laying in bed, I'm like, I think I'll just go back to sleep. I love that.
Wow.
The fact that I have a hard time breathing or whatever doesn't, I get over that.
That's the strangest thing I've ever heard. Well,
Now,
one of them.
some of them are like what I was like, and I bet you Tumbleweed was like me. You get a sick day from school, you get to catch up on those TV shows that you didn't get to watch. Like I used to watch Leave It to Beaver and stuff. I loved those sick days. Tumbleweed, did you enjoy that when you were a kid?
I'd catch up on Happy Days and The Gong Show.
Oh, do you really?
Did you enjoy that when you were sick?
Mm-hmm.
So Tumbleweed might be one of the group who doesn't mind being sick for a day or two.
No, thank you. I just hate being sick. I don't like it. I don't like it, and there's no benefit to it. I'm sorry. Of course there's a benefit to watching, what was it again? The Gong Show? Maybe I'll try that next time I'm sick. Maybe I'll find out I really do enjoy it. Okay, enough of that. Now, the kid who put together the Christmas list, and it's funny when you're a parent, you got kids that write the list where they leave it. It's funny to begin with, or do they write it with you? I like the one, or do they spring it on you? I like the ones that just spring it on you, because you sit down and you go, oh no, what's this going to cost me? Well, here's a little snowflakes list that's just hysterical.
Yeah, we've got it up on the Morning Rush blog at 975wcos.com. It's a dad, took a picture of his daughter, she's 10, her Christmas list. I don't know if she's sending this to Santa because it's not addressed to anyone. It just says Christmas list and has 2 little hearts that she drew next to it. And some of them are things that you might expect a 10-year-old to request for Christmas, like clothes and makeup and perfume. And then she got a little more advanced. She wanted checkered Van sneakers.
Uh-huh.
She wanted a GoPro.
Okay.
Now we're getting a little
It's a little
expensive.
pricey. It's about $250.
And then she wanted an iPhone 11.
That's about $700 or $800.
She wanted a new Mac Pro.
Wow, that's about $1,900.
Or more. And
You can tell I've been doing some Christmas shopping.
Then she wants Gucci slides.
I have no idea what
Those are those things that you wear to the shower.
Yeah, I don't know what they cost.
Oh, $500-600, I'm imagining.
Okay.
Then she wants a Chanel purse. How many thousands of dollars is a Chanel purse? Then I just want a lump sum. $4,000 cash.
4,000 cash.
The 10-year-old wants $4,000. Small unmarked bills.
This is the best. You know something though? Maybe this isn't the best list ever. Now we're about to find tomorrow morning. Think about the crazy stuff that your kids wrote down, and it could be stuff that's like. I love it when little kids write down stuff like a baby brother. They have no idea what they're asking for. They just know they want a baby brother. Until they get one, then they don't want them.
We're trying as hard as we can over here.
Yeah, you really want to get into that conversation? Okay, anyway, but those kind of things, or just truly extravagant stuff. And you know in their heart of heart, they think, yeah, all you got to do is write it down. It's going to magically appear Christmas morning. Well, of course it would. Santa's coming.
How would he say no to that?
Yeah.
So, or what is the most expensive thing that your kid ever requested? I mean, probably not a lump sum of cash. But did they request, like a new car? Did they?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like something that you could have. I think for me, it would have been something to do with Evil Knievel. Like the Evil Knievel doll. Do you remember that thing?
Yeah,
You could jump over like buses and stuff.
Yeah, that was cool.
I can't remember.
I had that.
When I look back, I don't think I ever requested anything that was too expensive.
I know
Maybe
I didn't.
Yeah, and I don't remember. Jordan always wanted video game stuff. He wanted an Xbox, and again, that's a lot more expensive than the Evil Knievel doll. But I mean, $200-300 I think would be the most.
The doll, the action figure with the motorcycle and the ramp. That was $29 even back in the day.
Rounding it up today, that's like $100.
Exactly.
This was interesting. I knew that Dave Thomas named Wendy's after his daughter. I didn't really know a lot of the backstory on it. That's not her name. It's funny. I named it after you, but that's not her name. Her real name is Melinda Lou. Did you know that?
No.
And they named her, or her nickname became Wendy because
I knew that she was Wendy and that she lived somewhere in the northeast of Columbia at some point.
For a little while, yeah. But she couldn't say Melinda Lou, which is why they gave her the nickname of Wendy, because that was so easy for her to say as a child.
Got it.
In 1969, Dave Thomas was at a crossroads in his life. He had worked with Colonel Sanders for like 15 years, building up Kentucky Fried Chicken. Then he and another group of investors left to start Arthur Treacher's.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and he was into it for about 6 months, and he said, I don't like this. Then he came upon the idea, hamburger joint. And he said, who can I name it after? So he went through Dave's.
Okay.
Then he said, I tried all of the kids. Pam or
Nope.
Pamela's,
no.
Lori,
No.
Molly,
Nope.
and his son Kenny.
Nope.
Tried all of them. He said, they don't work. And then Melinda Lou does not work.
No.
But Wendy's
Wendy.
stuck.
Wendy's works.
So that's how he ended up naming it Wendy's. And then he used her likeness for the child that you see today. Now, the interesting thing is, just before he died, he said, she's claiming now in a blog post she just wrote, he apologized and said, I shouldn't have done that to you, to put that burden on you, so that your likeness, your name was a franchise across the country. That wasn't fair. She says it helps, though, getting like dinner reservations at fancy restaurants.
Oh,
yeah, I'm Wendy.
I'm Wendy.
I'm Wendy.
You
Wendy,
want a picture of me
Yeah, you're gonna
eating your food.
I'm trying
That's
to.
an endorsement.
What restaurant do you wish they named after you? Maybe some fried chicken place.
It would have had to been. Fried chicken would have been in the top 3. Although a steakhouse would need. Although I love seafood.
Oh, you love all food.
Well, I got to think about that till tomorrow morning.
How about the fact that Nona's went out of business last
Hello.
night? My wife was like weeping uncontrollably downstairs. I said, "What's the matter, dear?" She says, "Nona's!" And I said, "What happened?" And you go online, and Nona's just sends out a message. Thanks for 23 years.
I'm going to call her today and ask her
We're
what
done.
the deal was.
They didn't wait.
We had a birthday party one time because they had one of their children was about the age of my 3rd child. Anyway, we had a birthday party one time, and it was for it was a bunch of guys because it was a baseball team having the birthday party for this kid, right? So she's going to bring over the birthday cake because we're like, the parents are like, oh man, we're going to get a Nona's birthday cake. Oh, good, glad I came to this party with my child. So sure enough, they show up, and it is one of those, what do you call the flat cake?
Sheet cake?
It's a sheet cake, and this thing is roughly the size of the table. So the kid who's celebrating his birthday leans over the cake to blow out the candles. Another kid who was an absolute friggin' terror reached over and grabbed his head and shoved it down into the cake and just did that with it. Every parent there wanted to kick that kid's ass. You just ruined. We're on the internet. I can say. You just ruined a Nona's
The
cake.
breaking noise thing.
And, yeah, it almost started a damn cake fight. Oh man, I was hopping mad.
So it was unsavable? You could not save any part of it? Because I would have eaten around it.
Oh
I'll be
yeah,
honest with
we
you.
ate around it, but there wasn't a whole lot left. I mean,
Oh,
he just
man.
wallowed down in it. I'm like, I'm gonna kill that kid. Anyway, so yeah, it was that good.
I just can't believe that they just did that. They just pulled the plug. They should have said we're going to go out of business next week. I mean, they would have
That's
had
true.
the busiest week they'd ever had. We would have spent millions there.
Mm-hmm.
But no. And now my wife is very upset because that is literally her favorite restaurant in Columbia was Nona's.
Yeah.
And now it's gone forever.
It's a sad day.
Are there any classic restaurants that we're missing in the Columbia area? What are the childhood restaurants that you miss?
And remind me tomorrow to tell you about the story of the first time I ate at Wendy's. First time.
You ate at Wendy's the first time at the hamburger joint, you remember?
The first time I ate it at Wendy's.
Wow.
Yeah. They had one opened in Columbia. It was on Beltline Boulevard. We drove here from Saluda to eat at Wendy's. Me and about 3 friends. We were about 15, 16 years old. Mr. Knows It was there.
It was a big deal then if Mr. Knows It's in the house.
I'm sitting right next to the table of Mr. Knows It. I don't think I ever told him this story. I'm going to tell it now anyway. So I'm looking at Mr. Knows It because he's on television, right?
Sure.
He bites into
He's getting emotional remembering the time that Joe Pinner bit a hamburger. It's
I
overwhelming.
don't know what happened to him. He bit into it, and I'm watching it. As he pulls it away from his mouth, there's a hair that streams all the way out of it. I'm not making this up.
The
And then-
first Wendy's tried to kill Mr. Knows It.
and he never knew it. And I'm like, well, what are you going to tell him? He's Mr. Knows It.
He knows it.
Hey, we'll talk about your favorite restaurants, or which one would you have named after you, or which one closed, and now you know where to go.
You miss it.
We're going to do that at what time?
I don't know. We hadn't really put that one on the agenda, had we?
Oh, okay.
I think we were
Right.
definitely
Oh,
going
that's
to do
right.
6:15. We were going to do was that the Christmas list? Or
That's
no,
right.
7:15 is the Christmas list, right?
Yeah.
And let me get back to my calendar. And then we've got the 6:15 bit was going to be the Americans who say they enjoy being sick.
Okay.
To get out of work,
That's-
to
oh, yeah,
go to
yeah, yeah.
sleep,
I
to
gotta hear
catch up
about
on
that.
television, to read books.
All right, think about the restaurants thing, 'cause we're probably going to roll that one over to day after tomorrow's show today.
Well, if one of those 2 bits we just mentioned didn't really work, then we'll
That's
talk
true.
about that.
Okay, well, we'll do that. Hey, we'll talk to you tomorrow either way. Thanks for listening to The Morning Rush.